Morning, guys. All right, so not everybody, but I've had a few people request a sanding video. So I left off this one room downstairs in this house to do the sidewalls on. I've already sanded the ceiling, and I wanted to show you my setup. So this is the Festool. All right, the nice thing about this is it comes with attachments. You pull this up, pop that out, and pop this off, and it comes apart as long as you get these. It comes apart pretty easy. Now, when you put it back on, flip it in there, lock, and then just flip this on. Now, I've had this sander for about 2 years. I don't even know how many houses it's sanded, but it's awesome. So I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper on this, and I've got it hooked to a rigid vacuum cleaner. Okay, I've got a bag in the vacuum, which is nice for the dust. Now, what I'm gonna do is, this turns it on, okay? This button up here adjusts the speed of the head over here. So you see if I turn it up, you can spin this thing, it'll spin pretty fast. I personally run it between 2 and 3, right there. All right? Now on this one here is the suction, okay? This actually sucks the head to the wall or the ceiling. Now it's nice for ceilings because you can put it on 2 or 3 and it does help. Now if you put it up to 6, it's gonna stick the head right to the ceiling. And if you're not careful, it will eat your finish right off the wall. So I run it between usually around 1, 2 to 3, something like that if I'm using the suction. This controls the suction. Now right now it's set on no suction. If I flip it over here, it's gonna literally suck to the wall, okay? This setting right here, you'll have little to no dust at all. What it'll do is it literally sucks all the dust into the vacuum cleaner. Well, when you put it over here, it's using the suction on the vacuum, the power of the vacuum to help suck it to the wall, so it doesn't get quite as much dust. As you see, I have dust all over it. I'll vacuum all this off when I'm done sanding and clean it up a little bit and put it back in its box. Now, it does have an extension. I don't know if I said that or not. It has an extension that goes in here. You can see it, it's in the box. This extension will allow you to sand 9 feet off the floor. I prefer to get up on my stilts, my short stilts, and just sand. Anyway, let me fire this thing up. You'll see on the sander, on the vacuum over here, I have a 3-way plug, and I've got my vacuum plugged into it, and I've got my cord to my Festool plugged into it, so that I can easily get this around the house. So I'll turn the vacuum on. This is gonna be pretty loud. And I'm gonna sand a couple walls here just to show you what I did, okay? So I'm gonna set it on almost 3. I've just put a new pad on it. Take it on. I'm gonna use no suction first. And then I'm gonna switch it and use the suction and show you that it kicks a little bit of dust. Now I start in my angle, and I go all the way around the angle first. I'm turning the suction on. I'm gonna put it about 3. And you'll see it gets a little bit more dust. But it literally stuck right into the finish. Now hopefully you saw the difference between the suction and not using the suction. So after that, we'll come back, and I'm using a Trimtex sanding block. These are fine medium blocks. They're phenomenal. I'll simply come like this. And because I use my mud shot with an angle head, I'll simply just come down and just give it a quick dusting. That's all. If you run into stuff like this here, look, stuff like this where the angle head didn't quite cover it, I'll give it a mark like this. Okay? Now, in this house, the downstairs, I think I have about 7 or 8 of those spots. Not too many. Now, in the beginning of the video, you saw I grind down on some of those nails over there. They were a little edgy, and which is fine. But you want to look for stuff like this, okay? This is stuff you want to look for. It's got to come off because when they paint this, that right there is going to show through. Any goobers on the wall that you miss while you're hand sanding, that's what you want to hit. You want to hit any goobers, give it a good look. You know, the angles, they're not going to be bad if you use a mud shot. Even if you finish them by hand, you're going to have little goobers in the middle, but they're pretty easy to sand once you use the machine. Because you go right into the angle. Now, this didn't take that long. You know, as long as your finish is clean, you don't make it too wide. I've seen guys run angles with a 6. I don't want to sand 6 inches of mud on an angle. It's not necessary. And your finish, you want to look for edges. You know, when you're using you want to feel them, make sure they're okay. This one here has some tape coming through it a little bit. Right there, and then right here. And I'll just give them a quick mark. And then tomorrow, I'll come back and just hit those few spots and this house will be perfect. Anyway, that's the sanding video. Just check out your work when you're sanding after you're done. You check it out and you make sure things are marked. You can go through, typically point up a house in 15, 20 minutes and you're completely done. Come back the next day, dust it off. When we're done here, sanding everything, this house will be completely vacuumed. We'll vacuum off all the window sills and all the windows where there's dust at. Probably takes, I don't know, 4 hours for this house to go through this entire house with our shop vacs. And we'll suck out all the electrical boxes so that when you know, the next trade comes in, basically the painter, he's gonna be able to just prep the paint and be done with it. Then we clean all of our boxes out. I try not to fill them when I finish. Let me see if I can find one here that we could across. Here, this one right here. What I'll do is, when we do the cleanup phase, I'll come in here like this and take that like that. And I'll tell you, you know, people love this. The builders love it. Their boxes are clean. You're going around, you're checking all the boxes out. You don't want a lot of crap filling them up. It doesn't look, it looks terrible if they're all filled up. I've seen some guys that'll fill them all up completely, and it's ridiculous. You know, keep them nice and clean, and one, you'll get more work because other people will want to work behind you, and two, it looks professional. Now you see this little bit right here. Now we'll come across and just give it a little dust. You know, this is part of checking out the sanding when you're done, the hand sanding part. And that'll be it. You know, we've already sanded. If you look at the three-way, the corners up here, they're perfect. You don't want little lines coming off the edges when you're sanding sponges. You want these three-ways looking real sharp, so they're really nice corners. If you look out here in the coffered ceiling, this was only 2 coats of mud. And all these are perfectly flat. I sanded this morning, and you know, I believe I have one of the best systems to finish around. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed these last few videos. I'll make some more. If you guys have requests for specific videos, let me know, and I'll try to get the tool or the machine that you guys want to see, and I'll give it a good demo for you and see if it works or not. You guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.